Yeah, wherever you are in WA, stick your head in and say g'day. You gotta love the bolo.
So welcome to the Bowls WA video show, which is called People of Bowls. We're going to be looking at a lot of people in bowls within WA and getting their stories and talking a bit about what's happening in bowls both on and off the greens. And our first guest today will be the Bowls WA President, Kerry Andersen. And thanks, Kerry, for coming on.
My pleasure.
That's great. Kerry probably doesn't need much of an introduction, but she's got quite a big one. So basically, Kerry was on the board from 2011 till present, first as country director of Bowls, and then became vice president, and more recently became president. We'll talk a little bit about that soon. Made her state debut for WA in 2002, played 110 games. You've also played quite a few series in the over 60s. Won the state pairs 4 times, I believe most of them with Nolene Abbey.
Yes, that's right.
State fours champion 5 times, a champion singles winner, and I think you're also runner-up as well in that.
Yes.
And won 8 over 60s titles, most recently the over 60s pairs. So certainly had a great career in bowls, and you're probably going to add to that in the future years.
Oh, I'd like to think so, but I do have a lot of very good friends who play with me, so it certainly helps.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll jump right into it. So it was about this time last year that you were unexpectedly cast into this role as Bowls WA President. How have you found the last 12 months in office?
Well, it was always going to be hard shoes to follow Graham. He was very well respected amongst the community and very, very considered, thoughtful person on the board, and we do miss him. So all I can say is that I'm doing my best. I've got bowls at heart, members of bowling clubs at heart, and I'll do my best to represent them.
Yeah, we're actually filming this from Kerry's office, which she actually doesn't sit in too much. She's a bit more of a hands-on president, more out there amongst the bowlers.
This is the first time I've sat in this chair, I might add. I did suggest to Ken Pride, our CEO, that this office could be put to better use than having it sit idle most of the time, but I will accept the privilege today.
That's good. We might talk a bit more about what's happening with Bowls WA later, but I wanted to find out for our viewers a bit of your backstory, your family history, and sort of where you grew up, and how you got into bowls. Did you play any other sports? So it's a bit more about Kerry Andersen the person rather than the bowler.
Well, I grew up in Scarborough. I attended Presbyterian Ladies College during my high school years, and I went on to work at Royal Perth Hospital in the laboratories, and I studied medical laboratory technology at Curtin University. I worked full-time during the day and did 3 or 4 hours at uni every night. So busy times, but we had lots of fun. I met my husband late in our school years, really, at a hockey match between prefects, between Scotch College and PLC. We courted for some time, and we got married in 1968. Brian was a farmer at Shackleton, which is very well known as Langdon country because of the Langdon boys who played a lot of awful football. I was pretty green to country life, I must admit. However, I did soon learn, and I went on to drive tractors and help with the sheep, very hands-on in those days. The tractors were a lot smaller and a bit more manageable for people like me. We went on to have 3 children, Rebecca, Todd and Julie, who've all grown into very nice people, and they all have lovely families. I have 6 grandchildren, one granddaughter and 5 grandsons. I got into bowls probably in the middle 80s. My husband and I both played tennis, but he had bad knees from football injury. So he drifted into bowls, and because of that I started playing social bowls, as is the case quite often, the pennant team needed players, so I started playing pennants and went from there. I played serious bowls in Shackleton for a long time, 20 odd years, during which time I took on captaincy and the presidency of the club, as you do in the country. Everybody's a volunteer for everything. I was also league and zone presidents during that time as well.
Nice. So when did you make the move up to
My
Aussie
husband
Club?
unfortunately passed away in 2005, and a couple of years after that, probably at the asking of Therese Hastings, I decided I probably needed a change in my life, so I decided to come to Perth and play pennants for Moswell Park.
You haven't looked back since?
No, well, I did have some success in the country as well. I did make the state team while I was in the country. The first state team I represented in 2002, surprisingly, it was a team of 7 and we were all country girls, which has probably never been done before. And to prove a point, we actually came back with the series, so we were pretty pleased about that.
Never lost a game from memory, is that right?
No, we didn't.
Very good. All right. As I mentioned at the start of the show, you recently won the women's over 60s pairs with your clubmate Linda Warburton, which is now your 8th over 60s title to go with the many open titles. You're obviously still playing really well and enjoying your bowls.
Of course I enjoy my bowls. I've always enjoyed my bowls. Bowls is always a challenge, and Linda and I have played together quite a bit, and we enjoy each other's company, and we read the game the same, and it was really easy. I mean, we didn't have an easy time this year. We stumbled through our section, but however, we managed to play well when it counted.
Excellent. So I've watched you play in quite a few finals. I'm often there taking some photos or jotting down scores or whatever. And also in my role, I've seen you at President's Forums and several official functions, which sometimes can get a little bit heated with some interesting questions get thrown at you. Do you ever get frustrated, angry, mad, upset? Because you certainly don't show it.
Well, of course I wouldn't be human if I didn't, but I must admit it does take a little bit to press my buttons. But I think perhaps being a farmer's wife, you actually get a bit of resilience over the years. I'm sure many farmers' wives remember being yelled at in the sheep yards and getting the tractor bogged, and you do get angry, and I think you sort of develop some sort of resilience that you might be angry but you don't show it. And I do also think that anger's very much a waste of energy.
Yeah, I could probably agree with that. A little bit more serious this time. There's a lot of challenges currently facing the sport of bowls. How is Bowls WA addressing these?
Well, it's a challenge. In years gone by, there was a huge membership in the Bowling Association, and it's gradually dwindling. It's due to lots of factors, obviously. People are time poor, a lot of wives have gone back working, a lot of grandparents are looking after their grandchildren. So it's a natural attrition because of the times, I think. However, social bowls is actually on the increase. There's a lot of people playing corporate bowls, jack attack now, barefoot bowls as it was called. So the clubs are actually still gaining a lot of social bowlers, but it's the pennant membership that we're actually failing on. So we're trying to get the members back into the clubs, and as you're aware, we've just brought in a new marketing program. We've done a jingle and we've done a video. It's to be followed by a television program or television advertisements after Christmas. So we're hoping to get people down to the bowlo. They've got so much to offer. There's meals, there's camaraderie, there's the game of bowls as well, which is a fantastic sport. And I think if only people realise, so many people say when they start playing this game, oh, I wish I'd started earlier. And the other thing is too, a lot of people now are playing veterans tennis, veterans golf. There's so much opportunity out there and lots of competition from other sports. So we've certainly got the challenges ahead of us. but we're doing what we can to address that.
Yeah, definitely. And I will throw in, we've got a lot of the Bolo advertisement right now.
Wherever you are throughout the state, whether you're by yourself or you're with your mates, you gotta love the Bolo. You could be in your 20s, you could be an old codger. Your name could be Shirley, your name could be Roger. Gotta love the Bolo. There's something for everyone, it's just round the corner. And if you haven't been there, well, I reckon you oughta get down to the Bolo. Yeah, wherever you are in WA, stick your head in and say g'day. You gotta love the Bolo.
It will be going on TV, which will be great. That'll start in January next year. So look out for it. Tell your friends, get on our Facebook page and tag people in that might be interested in getting down to clubs.
Can I just add that the TV advertisements will also be going out to the country. So, we certainly haven't forgotten our country members, because we certainly want their clubs, even though they don't have the population probably to attract huge numbers of members because of the decline in country communities. But hopefully that, it will encourage people to get down to the clubs to enjoy the hospitality that they provide.
Yep. So this is a question I'm hopefully going to ask everybody. Why do you love your Bolo?
Why do I love my Bolo? When I first came to Mosman Park, well, I'll speak about Shackleton first perhaps. Country communities are born of sport and camaraderie. And when you first go to a country town, you tend to play everything. You play golf, tennis, bowls, cricket, football, whatever. And it doesn't matter at what level, because you're welcome, and it's the basis of all community. Moving to Mosman Park, I must admit I was very surprised when I first went to Mosman Park that it felt very much like a country club. The people were wonderful, they were welcoming. And it continues to be a very welcoming club. It's not a huge club by metropolitan standards. We do have a lot of male members. The ladies, we only have 40 odd members, playing pennant members I'm talking. But yes, we all get on extremely well. We choose to play all our pennant games on the same day on a Tuesday, all divisions, Premier, First and Third, which is great for the club and great for everyone there. So it's just great to be part of it.
Yeah, the ladies are certainly very competitive at Mosman Park. They probably outshine the men in the competitive sense.
Yeah, we actually had the Mosman Bowling Club from New South Wales over last week.
Oh, very nice.
And they came and had lunch with us, and we had a 21 social game followed by dinner, and it was very welcoming atmosphere.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to get on to some questions from our Facebook viewers. We threw the option out there for people to ask questions. The first one's from Lisa Brannan. She asks, if Bowls WA is trying to promote participation, then why not give people the option to play Tuesday pennants, for example, at one club, and then be able to play Saturday pennants at another club, even if your club has a team on both days? Apparently they do this in tennis. A member can be part of as many clubs as they like and represent them in different competitions throughout the week. So they could have 7 different clubs playing 7 different competitions. What are your thoughts?
Well, look, I think there's the opportunity now to belong to more than one club and play on a social basis with all those clubs. I'm personally a social member at several clubs, apart from Mosman Park. So I think that opportunity is there. I think there is an integrity rule as far as it comes to pennants and club championships, and I think we should isolate those things, but there's certainly opportunities to play at other clubs, and I would like to think that most people in the metropolitan area and country as well play socially at other clubs at any time, and that option is always open to everyone.
Very good. Okay, we've got one here from Warren Fairjones. He would like to know why Bowls WA isn't starting the push to the government on poker machines. There are a lot of clubs struggling who would benefit from increased revenue.
Oh, this is a very serious question that I don't think Bowls WA really needs to go there. I know there are a lot of clubs in the eastern states that have the benefit of pokies. I think bowls in those clubs is a lesser division of that particular club. I think we have to really look at the wider community and the benefits of pokies, and I don't think that's really what WA wants. And I think if we think of the population as a whole, we're pretty lucky in Perth, and I don't know that we need pokies if, the casino's there if people wish to do that.
Alright, we're going to move on. There's a couple of questions about country bowls. First one's from Craig Greenhake. What are Bowls WA doing to bring the game to the country areas? Dudley Park's Everest Bowls was a massive success. Why can't a paid organisation do something more than a group of volunteers put together?
Well, Bowls WA is kept fairly busy doing what they're doing. We do run state events, and we run over 60s events. We run a pretty successful country week every year. We don't have a massive staff, but can I say we have the best staff anywhere in Australia at their jobs. They do a wonderful job, and they spend a lot of time at it. Don't get me wrong, Dudley Park and the Everest competition was a fantastic event, which I actually went down and attended and opened. It was a fantastic event and a great initiative of theirs. I don't know that Bowls WA need to get into major tournaments, particularly like that. I just think we do enough, and we have enough on our plate now. And we also, like everyone else, have financial constraints. So we are bound by what we can do.
Yeah, I went down to the Everest as well to watch the finals. It was a very good event, and I think Bowls WA was quite supportive towards that event.
Oh yes, Bowls WA certainly supported it. There were lots of people who visited the club to see the event, and of course they attracted a fantastic field of players. So it was great for Bowls in WA for them to see that.
Yeah. So well done, Dudley Park. Next one from Lynn Danks. She's a long-time committee member in the country. Everything appears to be centred around Perth, and for country people to attend events in the metro area means quite an impost on the pocket. Entry fees are not a problem, but unless a person has relatives with whom they can stay, there is a cost of accommodation plus fuel and other expenses. Also, the need for country league zones and clubs to not hold events opposed to state events is surely outdated. Interesting one.
I've known Lynn for a long time, and I certainly appreciate her thoughts. Being a country person, I still actually live on the farm. I travel home to the country every week, so I certainly appreciate the country point of view, and I certainly we have 4 members of our board who are country members, so we're certainly very aware of the country and what the members require. In fact, at today's board meeting, we've only just discussed how better we can communicate with our country members, and we intend to certainly make inroads into that in the next 12 months by attending more meetings out there and finding out what actually the country people actually want of us. It's difficult for us to go out because of financial constraints as much as anything, like you, to come to Perth. But we are taking the state team out every year for the country players to see our state teams performing. We do try and attend the AGMs of the zones. We do get invitations to a lot of bowling events, some of which, because I'm still an active bowler in Perth, I can't attend all of them, but I do try. So we certainly haven't forgotten the country, and we certainly would like the country people to tell the country committee what they want of us and how they would like us to do it.
Very good.
Next week I'm actually going to Carnamah. The Northern Zone are having a meeting regarding the league boundaries within their zone. So Ross Warburton, the country director, and myself are going up to sit in on that meeting, not to be part of it, but to just listen in and see what the Northern Zone wish to do in the future.
Thank you to our sponsors, Sheridan's Badges Engraving, who support Country Week. Sheridan's have been supporters of WA bowling for over 100 years. Their many years of experience continue to help clubs with designs and products to suit any event. A sense of pride and belonging is felt when members wear their badge, not just at the club greens, but also when out and about. This emphasises the idea of friendship and being part of a greater cohort. Their high quality recognition badges will give your awards ceremony that prestigious touch. Whether it's a trophy, plaque, keyring or badge, Sheridan's has the perfect solution for any occasion. Give Sheridan's a call on 9328 6855 or take a look at their updated website www.sheridans.com.au or send your inquiries to tracy@sheridans.com.au. Thanks Sheridan's for being a sponsor of Bowls WA. We'll move on from the country, and I'm going to ask another question about your club, Mozzie Park. They're tracking very nicely in Premier League this year. I see you're on top of the ladder. Obviously, Manning are always the hardest to beat. They've won the premiership a lot of times in recent years. Do you think you can knock them off this year?
Well, we're certainly hoping to. We hope to every year. It's early days. We've done very well so far, and we're hoping to continue that along that vein. It's a lot of it's on the day. Manning are always a very, very hard team to beat. They have a lot of star players in their team, and we can only try, which we will certainly continue doing.
I'm sure. And finally, to wrap up, is there any message you'd like to give out to the bowlers in WA who might be tuning in?
Look, I can only say that Bowls WA are open to suggestion, thoughts. I welcome your phone calls at any time. We're here for the membership, so please use us by all means. Other than that, I can just say it's a wonderful game. Enjoy the game, enjoy the camaraderie, and encourage your friends to play.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. So thanks, Kerry, for coming on for our first show. Hopefully we'll have many more. We'd definitely like any viewers to give us a like on Facebook or share it with your friends. Give us your feedback. We'll be looking for our next guest. We haven't decided who that will be yet, so if you've got some suggestions, let us know. We definitely want some good bowlers' personalities, and we'll try and cover a broad spectrum from players, officials to even social bowlers. We'll try and take the cameras out and about and get some action from out in clubland. But until next time, good bowling to everyone, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah, wherever you are in WA, stick your head in and say g'day. You gotta love the bolo.